What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Selena, the series, part 2. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you would like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. First up, I would like to say thank you to Netflix for granting me the screener to this second part or second season. One of the major criticisms regarding the previous part 1 was it felt more like the Quintanilla show. The title may have been Selena, but in part 1, she was taking a back seat for most of the time, which I understand can be frustrating, especially when you come to watch her story. Well, you'd be happy to hear that this part 2 shifts that dynamics. Selena's love life and her plans to be independent while building a future with her husband, all of those are placed front and center. This time, everybody else revolves around her. The writers also replace Abraham's iron fist attitude with the dark and inevitable presence of the villain Yolanda Saldivar. Of course, they were gonna have to get to that point sometime, and so brace yourself for an obvious emotional conclusion. Created and written by Moises Zamora and executive produced by Suzette Quintanilla and directed by Hiromi Kamata, in Selena the series, before she became the queen of Tejano music, Selena Quintanilla was a young girl from Texas with big dreams and an even bigger voice. Now on the brink of stardom, Selena Quintanilla's journey through the Tejano music world continues. Learning how to handle her newfound success, Selena struggles to balance family, love, and a burgeoning career. Part 2 chronicles the years of hard work and sacrifice the Quintanilla family navigate together as she becomes the most successful female Latin artist of all time. Is part 2 still a coming-of-age tale, just like how it was in part 1? Well, yes and no. The only growing up and rude awakening Selena goes through here is juggling her business, her eventual solo, and her family. The episodes in part 2 asks the million-dollar question of who is Selena, or what is Selena's identity separate from her family. There are times when her dad is wiser than she thinks, and there are times when maybe her family does hold her back. It's these decisions now that are roaming around Selena's mind because she's already way past the falling in love predicament. Part 2 also feels a bit procedural, but each episode seems to end with a moral lesson or some family lovey-dovey inspirational wisdom. Family-wise, part 2 is less confrontational. Maybe it's the writer's way of injecting Selena's legacy and values and sharing them with you before they have to go down the unpleasant path of tragedy. The whole thing is like a goodbye tour without appearing like a goodbye tour. And maybe it's just me, but Christian Serratos looks more like Selena in this part 2 than she did part 1. There's always gonna be people complaining, oh, Christian is not the right fit to play Selena, yada yada yada. Casting is always a debatable topic, but Christian seems more sure of herself, more comfortable in her character's skin, and when she steps on the stage wearing replicas of some of the outfits that the late Selena iconically wore, I think a lot of arguments against Christian will dissipate once they see part 2. I'm guessing the inclusion of Yolanda Saldivar and her effect on Selena will become the talk of the town, but more than that, I think the show has an astute way of tackling the expectations of fame and public image versus the expectations of your own self. Selena the series could have been a much heavier drama, but again, keep in mind that Selena's actual family is the force behind this entire project. Selena the series has their blessings. So if this is the story of Selena that they want to put out there, then who are we to say that this is not the Selena we knew of? So don't let that hinder us from celebrating the life of a great artist taken away too soon.